Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different Kickstarter tabletop game project every weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, giving my honest thoughts on how the project is being ran. And today I'm very excited to be checking out the third most popular project on all of Kickstarter games, that is Sol, Last Days of a Star, Insert, and Reprint, a game of solar strategy and destruction for 1 to 5 players. So this is a reprint of the original game with an insert. From Elephant Laboratories. So I look at the main image, and it in no way, shape, or form does anything for me. They're going for that whole mysterious vibe. But if I don't know your game, I don't care. There's like 50 other games that I can scroll down that are going to tell me more than you're telling me here, aside from the fact this is a reprint, and it's solar strategy. So it's a strategy game. It takes place in outer space. I kind of assume that with the subtitle Last Day of a Star. And destruction, what does that mean? Like, so I'd love to know. So you give me the player count. Kudos to that. I'd love to know the time length on this. I'd love to know the mechanisms on this. I'd love to know the designer. I'd love to know so much about this game. More than just black soul. So, main image, not feeling that. As always, though, when we go to the video, 3 things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? Let's go.
We should have known. Energy is not free. But we were intoxicated by abundance. Every desire, effortless. That vast reservoir, inexhaustible, yet finally drained of structure, now consumes us in return.
Sun's messed up. Sun's broken. Is that the theme?
This world is lost.
You need 40 seconds.
Another awaits.
Components! No. Space mystery! You know how many space mystery games I've seen that have been nothing but dry Euros with like next to no theme and iconography? Like, it's like, I need to see some gameplay, some mechanisms. What's up, Mr. Mormo? Something there. So asking for 60 grand too. That's a big ask. That's a realistic ask. So ask. So I do appreciate that. But that's a big ask. But they're already halfway there. They just launched today. I think part of the reason why I picked this one is it had a lot of people that were signed up for the pre-launch thing. Because like when I'm picking Kickstarters, a lot of the time I'll like look at requests. Like I think tomorrow we're doing Duke in Danger, or I'll look and see what people are excited about. So people were excited about this one for whatever reason. I don't see it in the video. I don't see it in the main image. So after the video, do I want it? Can you do it? Not sure. It is a reprint actually, so that makes me feel good that you've done it before. And how much is it? No idea. Is this a minis game? Is this a cooperative game? Is this a campaign game? I don't know. You didn't tell me. Experimental elephant games and ideas. We see games as a medium to interact with people in new ways and have experiences that won't be possible any other way. It's truly a vast space. Okay. So we had the original Sol, Last Days of a Star. It happened. I'm assuming people got their stuff, or else, I mean, that would be highly unorthodox if they just went ahead with a reprint. Hey guys, this isn't blatantly ripping off Sol, an interesting interview. So I'm just checking. If people get their stuff, it looks like it. Life in the New World, Land Wall, micro update, US and Canadian shipping. This is from 2017. So yes, it is happened. It is out. People got their stuff. Hopefully you will spotlight how beloved it was by reviewers and fans on Board Game Geek alike down here and convince me that I need to jump on board with this reprint. So we got the box. It's an interesting shaped box. It's like a square, thin square. Okay. The only box that comes to my mind right there is the Lucky Duck Games uses that size box, it looks like, for Vikings Gone Wild's expansion. So if you know that one, was not a fan of the video at all. Yeah, like it looked like a Netflix space movie that I wouldn't probably watch because it was 3.5 stars, you know. The Kickstarter. Whether you have been waiting 3+ years for the reprint, already have Sol on your game shelves, or are now discovering Sol exists, welcome. This campaign offers something for everyone. The game. We're thrilled to offer owners the game a beautifully designed custom insert for anyone who wants to move beyond a box with free-floating components. And so that's how they get around, because you're not supposed to just do the game again. You have to add something new, so they're focusing on the insert. You could purchase the insert, but we also have the reprint as well. So cool. They figured the way to get out around it. Good. Already know about Soul or just finding us? Excellent news. With no support, we'll fund a full reprint of the existing game. What's new, you ask? Well, the insert, for one. Core gameplay and components will remain the same, including all the stretch goals from the previous campaign. Beyond that, we may take the opportunity to clarify some things with the rule booklet and diagrams. Always appreciated. Your first rule booklet is never perfect, even if no one complains about it. I'm sure there's something you could polish. New insert. In addition to a reprint on the original Soul Last Day of a Star, this campaign is offering a custom wooden insert. Now, wooden! This is the first time you have mentioned the word wooden, and I immediately feel like that is a misstep. Like, you have extra space right here. Why not just put wooden insert, custom wooden insert, premium wooden insert, any sort of words right there? You know, it just, instead of just kind of like, well, oh yeah, by the way, wood. Here they are. Those things look gorgeous too. Wow, that gets me way more excited than anything you had in the video. We talked to Matt Healy about the creation of the insert. Hey, Matt, so you designed the insert for what? Okay, so there's an interview here. Hey, Matt, so you designed the insert for Soul. What gave you the idea? Have you ever made inserts before, and why Soul? Soul was the second insert I designed. My first was Adrenaline. I really like that. So this is essentially they're talking to the person who made this, because this is a very common thing. You might not know this, but a lot of people will make their own inserts, either 3D printing, or they'll carve them out with... they use X-Acto knives and this special kind of foam. And it's cool. My copy of Terraforming Mars actually has some stuff like that. And so it's a whole separate side of the hobby you may never even know about. So pretty much they're just like, hey, we took his idea and now we're running with it. So that's cool. So Soul of the Mythos is a game that looks... Okay, there's the game. Philosophy. The gameplay. Cool. Just a video would be great. I mean, as well. We're listing out the basics here, but more robust dive into the game, components, and backstory, please visit our original Kickstarter and our website. No thanks. Component list. So here's 30 effect cards, 97 instability cards. I'd love to be able to zoom in and read that card. Same with the 8 trigger event. So I'm looking at 134 cards, 5 player aids. Very nice looking player aids. Is that double-sided? Either way, it looks gorgeous. 9 energy. So, okay. So I'm not expecting a premium price here. The box is an interesting one. I'm curious to see how they're going to ship it, because it is very long. The box seems big for what I'm getting here as well. Maybe it's the board that makes it so big, or maybe I don't know the dimensions of the board. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's because I haven't actually seen a real... I guess this is a real shot of it, but no, this is like a 3D rendering. Okay, player pieces. So here's more of a focus on the pieces. This is interesting. 3 transit towers. Where are these? Oh, so this is... Okay, so these are together. This is not all the components. This is part of the components, but this is also part of the components. Okay, it doesn't blend in. I missed it. Either way. So there's more... These are plastic. Okay. And these are actual shots of them, the cubes. Okay, I'm seeing it now. That looks nice. That's a great shot. Looks good. Martha's books. The thing. Ooh, that's nice. That looks good. Yeah, like this. I want to see all this. What is this? Wow, that's a nice, interesting looking art book there. Rule booklet. And then we have more words. What makes Soul unique? Shared infrastructure, orbiting mothership, instability effects, gameplay. Rule booklet is here. The BGG entrance is here. What? That's so random. It's there. Story, component setup, cool. How many pages we got? Okay. 24. It can be played 1 to 5 players. So I want the solo gameplay video. I want the multiplayer gameplay video. I want the reviews since this is an established game that's already out. I want to know the Board Game Geek rating. Tell me something impressive about that, assuming that is something. Right now, this is just tons of reading. Just non-stop reading. That's fine. For the people who want to read, that's great to have all this here, but give me some bite size. So here we do. We have videos. We didn't actually put them. You got to click it away. Video reviews and unboxings. Where's the quote? Okay, so here's the quotes down here. It's all disjointed. Why couldn't we just... Yeah, that's so weird. Why couldn't we just put the videos in here and then copy-paste the quotes underneath them and match them up? I always say there's nothing new in board games, but the way Soul plays makes me feel like some core mechanics are so fresh that I've never seen them before. Soul's gameplay is not just new, it's intriguing and exciting. That's a hell of a quote. One of the finest science fiction games ever designed, whatever. As I delved into the mechanic of the game, I realized that this was something kind of special. Even though the game has a very simple rule set, it's deceptively deep and deceptively complex. My boy Lance, let's look at the quote. As I delved into the mechanics of the game, I realized that there's something kind of special here. The very simple rule, but no, I guess it kind of says that it's easy to learn, but there's lots to learn and uncover and master, but still. Yeah, I've literally played Soul dozens of times, and quite frankly, it never gets old. The variability in the rule set, intense and nail-biting to the very end. Soul has some real meat on its bones and underlying elegance, so I'm going to check the Board Game Geek. I am curious, because that's the other... Soul, because I have not heard of this game before. So we're sitting at 8,200. That does not look like the same game. No. Last Days of a Star. 5 years ago. Oh, yeah! One of the top 1,000 strategy games of all time. 1750. Very respectable. Yeah, I feel like this was 7.5 on Board Game Geek. You know, or at the very minimum, a top 1,000 strategy game. And we have came back to the rules. We polished the rules. Custom wooden insert. Oh, for the fantastic price that we are just dragging our feet on telling you about. Gamer Voice Award. Cool, you won an award. Just so much reading. Shipping. So you didn't tell me the price. You're going to make me go over here to the story, which once again, that is a big party foul because if you're on iOS or if you're on mobile, you do not see this section over here. It is an additional click that they have to make. And when you're on your phone, you want to make an extra click. I don't want to make an extra click. I don't want to make an extra click right now. USA, Canada, insert only, it's $12. Soul only, $17. Soul plus insert, $20. For Soul, okay. The rest of the world. It's clean enough. We got the VAT information, hopefully, here. Control F, VAT. Nope, not salvation. Not activate. Activate, activators, activate, salvations. Activate, activated, activated, activators, activate, activate, salvation. No, okay, so they don't cover the VAT. That was a very long and complex way to find out that there's, in fact, no... I guess I could have just skimmed, but that was... I felt like that was... You know, when you take a shortcut and then like halfway in, you're like, Jesus, this was such a poor choice. I had that, but I committed. Okay, so not covering the VAT. I'd always like to... That's really valuable information. You always got to mention that. So the Sundiver, one copy of the wooden insert. So the wooden insert is $37. There's 36 returning backers. That's not a great number to me. Now, granted, it did just launch, but that's... I guess it is just a wooden insert, though. Like, you don't really need it. It's just like, oh, so interesting. So the actual game itself, 112 backers. Okay? And then I'm going to guess this is the most popular one because this is going to get the wooden insert and that, and then 170. And what's this? This is the 400, yeah. So, yeah. I'm curious to see how this one does. Like, I'm curious to see what they're going to do. Are they advertising on Board Game Geek? What's the plan on the word of mouth? Because that main image, that's really lacking. Like, I feel like they might be lucky here, because I don't feel like there's many heavy hitters dropping this Tuesday. But, I don't know. Like, nothing about, like, there's no stretch goals. There's no social goals. It's a slog to read. And the other reason is, and I always kind of, like, why would I come back to this Kickstarter campaign as a backer? It's not necessarily a deal breaker. But there is no reason why. So I either get the wooden insert or I don't. There's no reason for me to come back to this to check out the social goals and the stretch goals. Is VAT included in the EU shipping? It wouldn't be a frequently asked question if we mentioned in the shipping. Yes. Well, why don't you just put that in the shipping? It's not like you have to update a graphic. It's all a big giant wall of text. Just go pop it in there. Instead of putting it in the FAQ. And why not bump the shipping up? Hey, why not right after the price point, which doesn't exist? I need to remember that. That drives me mad. Comments, 38. May I suggest your video should show off the incredible components of this game. For those who just watch the videos without literally looking at the campaign, I understand it's a teaser, a very good one, in fact. But not only do I want you guys to see it, I want you to harvest all the momentum in the universe. Good suggestion. There are a lot of videos of gameplay and components out there. In the meantime, check out our What Play. So he's like, yeah, good suggestion. So we're not going to do it. There's other stuff they can check out. All the way down at the bottom. First impressions matter. You're not special. You're not. This game is not special. There's 50 other games that I could back right now. Like, the teaser. Like, I can't imagine. Yeah. I watched everything, including the videos. The 3 years. Yeah, it's so weird to me. Interesting gameplay. We'll go to BGG to get more info. Why? Just a quick note, the price of 4 all-in copies doesn't feel right because each game will be more expensive than the ARC pledge. Agreed. That was an error. Okay, fixed. They got lucky because no one had backed it yet, and as soon as someone backs it, you can't change the players level. So that was nice that someone noticed that and mentioned that. So kudos to Zoe. It would be awesome if there's a German translation of the rules. Hey, Timo. Oh, for a second I thought his name was Tim, and they were just like, hey, Timo. If you get the inserts, will you get a copy of the new rule booklet? +1. We are looking into this possibility. I would happily add on to my pledge to get that if it's a possibility. Hey guys, I love the concept of the game. Best of luck in future projects. If this is custom friendly. Okay. This is a great question. We'll look into it. Wait. What? Wait, what? So the question is, sequel in the nearest future and expansions? Take all my money. This game is amazing. So they're asking, hey, are you working on more for this game? And they're like, that's a great question. No, never mind. Okay. Got it. Right now they're just dodging that question. They're like trying to dance around that question because they don't want to have to ship out the physical rule booklet. Because I imagine that's a lot of extra stuff. Like that changes your shipping plans potentially. I'm so very underwhelmed by this entire campaign. 100% agree. From the top to the bottom to the main image as I walk out of the store, nothing about this has captivated me in any way, shape, or form. The most exciting thing to me that I've seen is the 1 to 5 player count, which they did spotlight. The top 1,000 strategy board games of all time. Anytime you're talking about a top 3,000 game, I will play at the drop of a hat so that way I have that experience. Say, oh yeah, I have an opinion on that game. So yeah, I'm excited about that. But the quotes they chose were interesting, and the video play, like, it was just it reeked of not looking at the industry standard of what a Kickstarter should look like, and just being like, this is how I'm going to make the Kickstarter, and just doing it. And you see it a lot. And you don't have to look at what other people are doing, but it's just, if you as a Kickstarter creator were just to sit down for like an hour and just browse through, say, 10 Kickstarters, 10 of the most popular tabletop game Kickstarters at any given time, or go look at some of the most popular of all time, especially the newer, more popular ones, because obviously the industry standard shifts over time, you would inevitably find ideas and you'd say, oh, I like how they did that. I like how they did that. That's really cool that they did that. You steal those ideas, you interweave them into that, and then you, like... But some people don't do that. Hi, I'm in for $1 right now. Is VAT already covered for EU backers? Really intrigued by this game. Don't control F VAT. Got it. So, final grade for this one. I don't want to beat around the bush. I'm procrastinating giving this one a grade. Do I want it? No, not really. I mean, it looks fun. I'd like to try it. I hope my buddy Brandon backs this one. And I haven't even commented on the price because I was so... What was the price? It was $65. I was just... So 65... Or you can get an 85, and that would be the quote-unquote premium version of the game. Scroll all the way to the gosh darn bottom to get to the shipping, of course. Because that's the one part of industry standard Kickstarter they chose to do. So, at that point, we're looking at an $105 game. I don't feel that. And maybe the components are amazing, and they, like, D- Sean. Oh, that's rough. I don't know if I'm there yet. But yeah, so I'm looking at $105 for the premium. Not getting the premium. I'm still looking at an $85 game. And this doesn't feel like an $85 premium game. Now, you do have the added bonus of feeling like there's never going to be another print run of this potentially. Like, the second print run and the first print run might be the only ones of this that happen. You know? Because, I mean, there's a 5-year lull between it. Maybe this one doesn't do as well, and the interest slowly dies down, and another one doesn't happen. You know, so that adds, I guess, to the appeal of the game, the resale value of the game. But still, $85. That seems rough because I was not in any way, shape, or form overwhelmed or even whelmed by the components, by the gameplay, unless I really wanted to just read a lot. They didn't make it easy. And then the insert only, so now you're looking at $37 for a wooden insert. I mean, if you love the game, like 37 people do, and then $85 just for the regular game, and that's I mean, I've been keeping track of the all-in prices of some of the different games so I can try and compare it. And I say to myself, like, I'm looking at like Empire's End, Tiny Epic Crime, even Pest. Like, man, I'm not seeing the value there on the how much is it, and I wasn't particularly overwhelmed by you selling me on the game. So in the end of the day, I think updates, can't comment on that. The video, the main image, yeah, I think I'm gonna D. Didn't mention the VAT. You don't have the prices at all on there. Yeah, I think I'm a D minus. Oh, that's rough. Yeah. Let me know in the comments below. What's your final grade for Soul, Last Days of a Star, Insert, and Reprint? If you're enjoying the content, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below as I'm trying to reach 13,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It would make my biggest month ever in the history of Bowers Game Corner. But as always, thanks for your time, YouTube. Have a good one.